Welcome back, everyone, to an episode of Timberborn with me, Dr. Munchkin. So last time, if you've been following along, we've had a little bit of a crisis. Our beaver population has greatly reduced because the automation failed, and it wasn't good, and we lost all our berries, which means we lost all the production here. We're still not up to snuff because we still need these to come to maturity to produce things. Also, go ahead and pause real fast. Someone left a comment on my last video, and they are 100% correct. I will call them SV, because I don't know how else to pronounce their name. But, we seem to have an issue here. This is not connected, because it only comes out the front, not the side. So we're going to go fix that real fast. So we're going to do this, yes, and this, yes. And we need to high prioritize both of these things, get some power. Now we can build the vertical power shaft and this. And then I need to prioritize these things. Coming over here, we actually need to destroy this as well. And oh no, we got to deal with mess with our dynamite stuff. That's okay. We can kind of, once this is all built, we can revert you. So we'll just go ahead and do this like that. And we will go ahead and we did all that. So power, a little bit of this, and then a little bit of that. Where did that? Oh, there it is. I was like, where did my pile go? All right, so we'll do a little bit of that as well as this, and that will get that extra power online for us. So thank you very much for leaving that comment. I probably wouldn't have seen that for quite some time. But we are on a mission to try to get the mine online. You can see here they are starting to build out over here, which is great. But yeah, we'll see how this episode's go. I'm getting more food back, which is solid. Water seems to be solved for now in terms of a bad tide. We are in the midst of a drought, and Badwater's okay. But anyways, as we get into this today, as always, if you guys like this content, please make sure you guys like and subscribe. I would appreciate that. And with that, let's see how things actually go, because I don't actually know. Put that there, and we'll put that there. But yeah, the whole idea of this was to go ahead and just build mole things. That's pause you. I can actually just reduce down to 2. That helps with the job thing, because you can see here everyone keeps dying of old age, and that's very bad. Unstaffed. Tapper Shack's unstaffed. That's fine, we'll pause it. We don't need much pine resin to begin with, because we have 380, and this is paused regardless. What is... Will it show me what's missing? I don't know. They're not building any of that. Oh man, more old age deaths. Yeah, we're down to 35. Building needs water? Oh yeah, that's fine. Don't care about that. Building unstaffed. Yeah. And then that is halted. Obviously, all 5 of those. I was also thinking, since we have so much science, if I go to housing, this guy requires treated planks, nutrients 5, and extract. I don't have the berries, though. I would love to get the berries, but I don't have them. We have plenty of rooms available right now as well. They are still building all of my storage over there. Logs are kind of okay. Power network is producing more than enough. So what is our next big project besides trying to get everything up and running? We have water over here to keep all this happy in the midst of a drought. And look at here. These guys unlocked, so that's why we're using those, but it is keeping the water afloat in here such that this stays alive, which is good, and all this stays green so that we can keep producing. Actually, you know what I'd like to do today? I want to get you online. You would be awesome to get online. And did we finish building this? We did. Too far from path. I see how it is. I see how it is. So you know what we can do? How about that? We can do that, can't we? So ha. I'll just destroy that because I have a better idea. We're gonna put a double here and here. So now you can pick that up. So ha. But since that's all built, what I actually kind of want to do is come into here, change the priority on this to be a bit higher. Let's actually get this aquifer online since we have power for the most part. Now in a drought and other things, these are not working, so it doesn't really matter. But in lieu of that, we could get more green over here, perhaps more planting, the whole 9 yards. But they should have, this does require 15 metal blocks. I do have 170. And this is where all my planks are going currently. But we will get up to there. This is a bunch of storage for the scrap, and I do like the little rotation that I did to get all that. But we got 5 days left on this drought. And we seem to be okay. And why aren't you guys picking this up? Oh, I can't get to it? Well, hold on. We're gonna do this. Prioritize that. Hopefully you guys can pick that up. And are these able to be built? Too far from district. Oy vey. Well, let's see if I can't get a path. Something like that. That should help with some of these. Still too far. You know what we'll do in the interim? We'll do this. And then we'll just have to build the pathing and then just build that back in once we have it available. Because now, still too far. Oh my gosh. Now you're good. Oy vey. So now you should come all the way over there. Hopefully they don't build themselves in the corner. They build the farthest thing first. We'll find out. Not head beavers is what that is. I would have thought that they got close enough with, say, this, but I must have been wrong. But they are building this guy over here, and then we will have power to go ahead and produce that. Especially now that we've had these guys hooked up properly. Once those are actually picked up, what is actually in there? Planks, gears, logs. Not the end of the world, but I will need to connect that junction, because that's not working right now. But yeah, new source of water would be good. We also have this over here, which is nice. So we already have a tube station over here, so we can actually, this should turn green. I can maybe put some stuff up here as well, especially if I put a barrier, because I think that's a bad water source. Oh, that could actually be amazing to move this stuff up there. I'm not opposed to it. I'm not. How far away is this? Well, you know what we should do? We should just do this. Tube station. Something like that. I know. I just keep building, don't I? This is what we'll do. Nope, I need a double. Something like that. Now we can do this. And then this, and... Oh, nope, not that. This. There we go. So they can get up here now. And then what we'll do is we'll mark all this for destruction, or clearing, rather. And so this will allow us to have a permanent bad tide source, and then we also want not storage, landscaping, irrigation barrier. Something like that to prevent that. Well, actually, we don't need all of that, because what we're going to want is... Yes, we'll do that, and then I can get some water pumps, some deep bad water pumps like you. And actually, I would love to just dynamite all this out, but we would need to do that in a drought as such. So it is a long ways a coming before we can actually do that. But for now, that would be amazing to start with. That's a long time coming, though. They need to build all this first. Can they even get to all this? Too far. Something like this, and something like that. Obviously, this doesn't need to be all the time over here, just because it will, it'll function elsewhere. What are we doing over here? Still not building any of that? How are we doing on... Oh my gosh, we're down to 31 because all these people keep dying. Do we have berries yet? Oh, no, we don't. Well, they die in 7 days, so hopefully we are okay. It seems that I need to actually do... I know that's the brazier. What do we have going on here? I could get rid... because that's mangroves. Do I have mangroves sit up over here yet? I do, so I don't actually need all of this. Alright, we're going to destroy all this. Like so. The reason we're doing that is I want to do something like this, and then go to landscaping, and I want a double dynamite there. And your guy's priority needs to be super high as well. Luckily, these aren't too bad, and we should be getting population soon as they build everything. I don't know why they're not building all this stuff over here. Don't! No, 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 no. Don't build that first, you knothead. Can they still reach these? Yes, this might be far enough so they can walk around, because they can go through trees. Oh, you know... Things would be nice if they worked. But anyways, what we're doing here is we're building this such that we can detonate this out and fill this with water, so all these always stay happy. We only have a few more days, luckily, until we actually start to get berries, and we still are getting mangrove fruits, which is good. Died from not being submerged. Seems that this helped stave off the issue, but didn't solve the issue, because eventually it did drop. So perhaps it needs to be higher, but now we have these 5 beavers are working hard. I am going to pause you, just because I don't need those beavers online. Gears, we can pause for now. I don't think I need a bunch of those. And planks, we don't need a bunch of those right now. I think we're good with just that. That allows our tree choppers to hopefully get some more trees. There's a lot of oaks that are ready to go. But yeah, coming up here would be nice because you can see this, and this is amazing. But we want to keep this, build the irrigation barrier here so that we can hopefully plant some stuff up here by blocking it, and we can make this should hopefully turn green when that turns green. I don't know. We'll find out once I actually get this built. It needs power though, obviously, but they are constructing it all. I just need more beavers to actually do things. And do we actually have... Oh, we're so close, and then we're going to have 3 berries, and they should just go right into there. Should. Our storage is doing fantastic as well. What's going to go in there? Fermented cassavas and then soybeans. This is another long-term project. You guys actually have power now, right? Oh no, they're not connected still. The network doesn't yet require it, especially with our issues that have been ongoing. I do want them to finish that, though. Oh, did they finish all this? They did, look at that. Alright, so now we can do this. Oops. Come over here, do a little bit of this, and then just do a little bit of power. Start migrating this over like that, and then we can just add this guy like that, and then get all this priority up like so. Hopefully that works. If not, we'll do some rearranging there. Who is working that doesn't need to work? You guys are phenomenal to keep all this stuff going. Bad tide's approaching. Fantastic. Water is not so much of an issue with the 5 pump and the fact that we're now down to 27. We are not doing good, but now we have berries. Please, please pick the berries, pick the berries. Alright, you're getting berries. Prioritize berries. Okay, so now the berries should be going into these things. Yes, and now we're getting more progress. So now we should be recovering, hopefully, to be able to produce more beavers. And they did actually, I forgot, they built that wonder. This wonder is still long ways of coming on that one. We need more scrap. We're actually getting quite low on scrap. It's not the end of the world. This is all hooked up now. That's excellent. So we're just going to go ahead and delete all of this. Like so. Didn't want that. Over here, though, that is not too bad. We could actually build out, so once this is full of water, we can add some more luxury things and other things, because that's only 37. That's not very far. They are building that. They will get to that. Power network, we're barely requiring anything. In terms of the demand is next to nothing. Especially because this thing keeps turning on and off. This, though, what did we build over here? We built levees. Oi. Automation. Let's just throw a depth sensor in here. Like that. And then we will just go ahead and super prioritize that as well. And then we will automate this off of not depth sensor 3, but Aquifer 2 depth. There we go. And then if it is above, sorry, if it is below or equal to, then this will be on. And so then we can automate this by Aquifer 2. Did I spell Aquifer right? No, I didn't. I completely goofed that up. Well, Aquifer 2 depth. There we go. Now it's almost like I can match the words. Spelling bee hard. Alright. Got so many little projects going on, but I'm so happy berries are... We have 171. That should last us a while, especially if they're not consuming them. We have a bunch of other food sources. Mangroves are coming back. We are going to get this just for safety on all that. Perfect. So now we can go like that, and then I can get water fluid dump right there. And then we're just going to do this, and then you are going to be automated based off the weather sensor. Actually, no. We just want you on all the time, I think. Well, bad tide has started, so these all closed. Bad tide is only 15 days, and we have 2.5 thousand water. And with this online, we should be able to get some things. This isn't really going to work, unfortunately. Oh, nice. We're almost done. Perfect. So now we can come over here, clean this up a little bit. like that, and then just connect the remaining power network, if I actually go to power, like that. And now we can prioritize those things, and then that will connect this up to power. And they should be starting to clean up, and we are getting births again. That should help. So we have 4 baby. Oh man, that we really got hurt, didn't we? Output of this is that is a lot of power. Unfortunately, we can't use it. So you know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna do none for right now to just run that constantly, because the network demand is next to nothing. So I could build a whole relay system around him, but I'm not going to right now. Alright. What are they? Oh yeah, my builder's hut. We really just need all these to function and get me more beavers. I'm almost half tempted to build this one too, which we have the logs. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know on that. And then we have our super system, super storage up here. That isn't even connected, but we built the whole winding staircase system to be able to support that. So they come up to here and they come up to here. Are they still building these? Oh, we are, ever so slightly. And they finally did that, so let's go and get the power hooked up right there. And super high prioritize you. Should just take a hot sec. And then that will be good. This is open because, well, we have Badwater. But we do want to get that Badwater up here, and then I could actually remove that and do something else down here, especially if we allow this to overflow again. Because this is just bad water coming in from here, which is fine. If we backed it up, we built here, you know, we're gonna pre-plan all this because we can. But what I'm thinking is we do this. So we would need to do something like that to block that water. And then we just go ahead and demolish the resources. Yes. Demolish that. So what that would do would actually clear all this up. We also need levees to be and we would actually change these so that in a bad tide, close that? We could make that a throttle valve. But what I also want to do is come over here. Now this is a very long-term project, but we want to effectively do this. Two things that this provides. It means they get across, but also we can block off the bad water from coming this way, and good water will flow, which will then turn all this kind of green for more expansion, trees, and other things. We can turn this into a dam to help with that, and then good water would flow down here and fill all this up, because if we block that off, then things would be better. I'm actually really liking that idea. Alright, so you are on, which is telling it to be on. You are actually all connected now, which is perfect. And we have 5 baby beavers, and more beavers are being born and dying, unfortunately. And we're going to get a few more very quickly. But we have 9 vacancies, which is not good. We primarily need to keep the food and things going. I don't actually need you on or you on. I still have a little bit of canola oil for those soybeans. You can be paused for now. Actually, both of you can. You should be good to do it all by yourself. We've already limited that. And then the other jobs would be... That is food. Need food. You guys are all good. Let me pause those. And they're just building the massive project. They're getting pretty close. Like the first bend. But it's kind of cool how they can build it. And it will get easier as they go along because we'll require less and less planks once we get over here. But we do need to keep plank production up for that. Because not only that, but these guys require 2 planks and a middle block. Alright, water though, we are actually almost capping now. That's phenomenal. So at least for the current population that's going on, we seem to be okay. Wellness is coming up. Building lacks goods. We are out of... I don't know why it's saying it lacks goods. Well, I mean, they're low, don't get me wrong. Oh, well, I'm out of soybeans. So that is... We can't actually... Yeah, it requires 6. So we're just going to go ahead and pause you now, since I can't do anything with that. We do have soybeans available, don't get me wrong, I just can't do anything with them, because no one can grab them. So food, although food is kind of okay, we are going to have a little bit of an issue. What else do we have? They should build this too. I don't care right now about this. I almost want to automate it somehow, but I don't know what to do for its automation. But yeah, this is not becoming a problem with the amount of water that we're storing. I almost actually want to add more water storage. I think that would be lovely, doubly. And they still need to build all of the stuff. I have so many tubes. There's actually an achievement to have, I think, 10 of these guys. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, and also 1,000 tubes, which is 1,000 metals. Now we're expanding out like crazy. And we'll probably build a tube way over here and get more tubes to go down here, because all this will be blue once we get this diverting channel set up and block that off. So it's basically trying to make this little pond here turn into everything. But I really want to see this work. We should have the power to do so. And with the extra output from these guys, which they don't normally get this much, it's the bad tide boost, but could be good. Oh, and the other thing about raising this is we could potentially... Hold on now. I'm thinking... If I look at power, put a large water wheel, not that, water wheel. I mean, that's some power. No, that's 0, because there's no flow there. But with that coming up, potentially we could get even more juice. And then I would just need something like this to be able to hook all that up. Then we could just drive this guy. We are going to do it this way just so they can build it all first. And then we will go from there. And that is too tall, but that'll be fine. Alright, that could be even more power for us. That fills up. I don't know if it will. Or maybe it's just in a bad tide, or do I need to lower this? I think I'm going to lower it. So we're going to do all this, and then we would just do a little bit of that. And then I think I want to select all of these like that, And these like that. And now let's try to put this power water thing on there. Ah. So what we're going to do is actually do a little bit of this as well, landscaping. Get some dynamite in here like that. And like that, hopefully. Well, maybe not those. Okay, and then this guy, let's go ahead and get our staircases in. Something like that, double platform here, and so now they can build all of this and dynamite it out, especially if we just add up the path from here to there. And then we can get over here, and this is another big Badwater source. We could actually get on, especially if we built 2 ways over here, dam that up as well. Alright, well, we have dastardly plans. Don't get me wrong. Beavers are finally starting to come up seemingly a little bit. That means these jobs we should start to be able to expand. They are almost turning that bend. Once this is done in 4.2 days, we should actually see this work. And I'm wondering, how much power does it actually use? Can't remember. It says it uses 400, but does it produce more than this guy? I would like to see, because I don't know. Like, if this one produces more, that's the ancient one. So I kind of want to compare ancient versus not ancient. But we could triple dynamite all this out as a long-term project. So if I come into landscaping, triple dynamite, just do all of this. Like that, and get my pathing set up. Like that. All these should be doable. That's very long term. Now we do have 85, and we could be producing more extract if I actually had beavers to do so. But thank you so much for the power thing. I really do appreciate that, because this will help immensely. Now we are running research constantly, so I do have tons of research to be able to even unlock. I could do the 12,000 one. The tribute to Ingenuity. And that could go, say, right up. Oh, it can't, it's too big. It's too big to even go there. I could build it like here, and it would still cover a bunch of stuff. What I would actually want, though, is I could pop you here. Or actually, we could do that. We are going to unlock it. And then, if I go to power, do something like that, and I can get more power, like that. And now what I need to do is come over here and demolish you. Prioritize your pickup. That's fine, because this power is not getting there, but we have plenty of other power. And then over here, I do want to grab this guy, like that, grab a little bit of that, and this one in particular needs to be prioritized to reconnect that power back up. But now we can extend power up to here, so once this is actually functioning and built, it will have the required power to be able to run. Currently, we're producing 4,200 power on the network without this being connected. Oh no, never mind. They connected it. That's more than enough power in a normal cycle. And so this should also work as well. But dynamiting this out will make this a giant reservoir. We could add more water pumps as we expand out, because the pathing over here is not terrible. And we will just continue to expand. Alright, and look here! just to show you, it's caught my eye, but we're in a bad tide. And this irrigation barrier prevented all of these mangroves from dying. And we are filling this up, which is good to help keep these alive. Although these guys did die from not being submerged. It is not the end of the world if we can keep most of them alive. And there's nothing to say that I couldn't, say, dynamite out this guy and add another water thing here, so this would flow over the top of them. But we would need more beavers for that. But you guys are actually almost out of water there. That's not the end of the world. It's considering we kept our 3,000 water, and food is on the rise again. We just need... Oh, and someone's working that, so we are getting soybeans back? Yes, maybe? And we are about to have a positive job situation. Or equal job, because once this starts, these should turn off. There we go. Or this should fill it up such that they turn off, and now I have 2 workers there. Perfect. So the next worker that we get, we could actually put back into here to generate more soybean production. For fermented soybeans. How are we doing? Oh, they finally built that guy? Okay. And I did want to get eggplants. That is one of the other things I wanted to get. So we need to look into that. That's coming up. Canola seeds are coming up, which is good. That's fermented soybeans, that's blueberries, and that was going to be normal soybeans. Alright, how is that actually doing? It just needs... We are doing decent on planks. And wood. Oh, and this filled up. How much turned green? That is a decent amount of green, not gonna lie. And so what we're gonna want to do is food, farmhouse. We could do that, and we could do some plant crops. I want eggplant. At least like that. What else do we have? Corn. Corn would be amazing. Something like this. And like that. Eventually, is this one empty? Yes, it is. We'll do that. Prioritize your cleanup. And then plant some more corn. Actually, I do want to change this to a little bit more eggplant. Because once we get this guy empty, then all the storage should go over to here. They rounded the corner as well. Would you look at that? And we have 3 jobs available. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. So we're going to start to add more builders, because that'll help. And then I do want to unpause. Do I have a gear storage anywhere? Did I not put gears? Oh man, I didn't put gear storage over here. Gotcha. Yeah, wasn't wise. What we can do though is a little bit of this. And then get some landscaping, some double dynamite to do all that. I think I have enough for all that as well. And so then I can get another big storage in there. I didn't need all that, but it at least clears it out. Where do I want to put you though? I don't need, you know what, we can just put it there. There we go. And then as we continue to get more beavers back online, drought is approaching, not as much of a concern, other than I do want this construction to get done. Because if this ever starts to die, we're filling this up. Like ASAP. And this is amazing. But we want to dynamite this out so that one, it's a deeper reservoir. We could even get some pumping up here, which would be nice. But yeah, what else do we got? Well, they're almost done with that. It's crazy what happens when you have tons of beavers. I want storage, super storage, large warehouse. I can't build it there, but we can build it here. And you are going to be gears, and I'm going to increase your priority ever so slightly. Actually, no. Yes. We'll do that, because I do want to have gear storage up. Because the reason is, I want to turn my gear production back on. We're waffling on the old beaver production. But I should be able to build these guys from the tubeway, which is really nice about the tubeway. And this should be built very quickly, which should allow me to go over here. Those are fine. Where was I storing gears? Yeah, where was I storing gears? Those are logs. This can actually go away now. I'm going to plant berries there because I think we have... Yeah, we can have another 200 or so, but where are my gears? Gears, where are you? Oh, there they are. This tiny little reservoir there was my gears. We'll still leave that up though. I do like this a little bit. But with that gone, we could do some plants, some crops, and... Sorry, trees and bushes, and get more blueberries here. Because you should... Oh, no, I can't reach it. That's fine. But at least do that, and then I can add some well-being. We'll go ahead and add a street light there, and how about a brazier here as well? And how about a brazier there as well? Alright, you, not working currently. That's fine. This will help keep all this green as well. So that's kind of a nicety. This is a massive project for us. And we will get we'll get more things online once we figure out the power situation. But getting more power from this during the normal season would be good. So drought has started, so that means this thing turns off, which means that this thing also turns off. Not the end of the world, but we don't want these to die. So this is a 19-day drought. We're not going to be able to finish it this episode, but we will hopefully be able to see how well we're doing. And they're rounding the second bend, you crazy beavers, you. In fact, I think the next job that we're going to turn on once we have enough beavers is getting this production online. And because we're not doing anything over here, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pause you and pause you, because I don't care about those right now, especially if we're going to get up here. That's fine for now, and I actually never really liked you, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to not do that, because I don't have any storage for my metal parts. They store in there, though. I like that. What we can do is just get another storage over here like this. You will just be metal parts, right? Yep, metal parts. You, I don't know if I want to do bots this particular episodes. You will be fireworks, because why not? And although I have crazy amounts of kohlrabis, I don't want more. I think I will hold off on some of that. And in fact, fireworks don't do that either. It'll complain when they're actually built. But we can actually decrease their priority as well. That one I'll keep up though. So now gears can go into here, so I could turn gears back on for production to start to try to eat away some of these planks, as my wood is going nuts. Now the only issue with the iron teeth that we have, if I look at storage, they don't have the crazy underground storage that the folktales do, which is something that I sorely miss. These are paused indefinitely because we're not using any extract. Oh, they're finally starting to build this connection now. Why are we building this connection, my little beavers? Shouldn't we be focusing on this? Okay, you are still building that. In particular, though, we definitely need to prioritize this over everything else. Because if we can't get over here to start getting these metals, then we'd be doomed. Doomed. The other thing I can do, because there's a lot of metals around here, just to help, we can get a scavenger flag. Right there. So they can at least knock all those metals down and clear this out. But how many of these do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 20. Well, it would be 28, but it's not 28. It's 27 plus 20. That's 47. So I need 47 metals minimum. I do have enough scrap, though I could smelt a little bit more, but then building this, it does help. It's not ideal for me. And having this all green is really nice, especially if that would hold. Okay. A few days in, water is more than fine. I'm actually wanting to build another large storage. The problem is it costs a lot of metals. Oy. And we did get this winter online. We already have 3.3 thousand once again. What is my net worth looking at? Okay, so we're eating up 500 because of you. And then during the day, I don't think we're producing that much. We'll see what the network draw is. Yeah, no, we have more than enough power between the two geothermal generators. I will want more production, though, on that. And in fact, once we get this area done, we could get another tubeway station, get more production over here. That'd be nice. And it should be green because the water should be flowing, which will actually be a nice little experience, although we do have this Badwater over here. Now these guys, although they are beautiful, don't get me wrong, to get access to them. Oh, because I'd have to, one, this is a problem. So what I would want to do is dynamite this out, divert the water this way, and then dynamite this out so this water drains off the map. That's what I would want to do. It's a huge project. I don't know if we'll ever get to that. But then what I could do is actually build on top of these, and then I could produce clean water. The problem is during a drought that would stop. During a bad tide, that also stops. And this is really powerful during that bad tide event. So we kind of want to keep you for now. But adding more power along here is good. Especially if we block it from going that way. That would be nice. Alright, how are we doing? Oh, nice, they got that two-way set up, so now they're moving quicker. How's my happiness looking like? Okay, that's good, that's good. I need more of the food as well as coffee. Ooh, I could plant coffee. How good is your range? Your range is decent. I'm wondering if I make this deeper, if that helps. But if I go to plants, I could do coffee bushes here. We don't need a lot of coffee, mind you. Doesn't go through that fast. I can't even get down there, so I could have made a little coffee bushy down there. I'd have to build stairs, which is fine, but I don't really want to do that right now. Okay, you guys should be... You know what I actually want to do? I want to do this first, because this was the plan that we had a while ago. And so what that is going to do, there we go, we got 3 missing jobs now, but we got more builders. The builders are nice, but we're going to get some more log storage over here, which was the idea behind blowing this out. And so that I could get storage, get these guys, and then start putting them here as kind of a little boom, 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 I think I can only get 3 of them, but I still wanted to clear this out to be kind of nice looking. But we are using that extract. There we go. Let's detonate all this. So now we can do this. That was actually perfect. Something like that. And then what we will do is build some stairs. Something like you. And then boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And you were going to be logs, and you were going to be logs, and everyone was going to be logs, because we have a lot of logs. The issue is I do have treated planks. Because we do not want to max that out anytime soon, so I am going to just prioritize the bottom ones here, because they are hooked up. So they at least build those quickly. But we could add more buildings on top of here, especially because that is only 52, and our could actually build another. I could just connect another tubeway, like right here, and build a little platform for us to be up here. But that is nice, and we do technically have power up here as well. So I could get more power, or more production online over there instead of over here. There's so many options that we have available. How are we doing there? Are we almost there? How much does this take? That is a lot of treated planks. We don't have that yet. Gears, we do not have either. Logs, we do. But here we go. We have jumped up to over 1,000 storage now with just these 3 being built. And so that will help us immensely. And we are almost done using the planks for scaffolding to get over here. All right, what else are you guys working on? Once that's done, though, we should be better off. Why did I have so many people die of old age? How's my water level going? Still holding. I have 10 days. We are now going to do this. That's 6 of my jobs. We will pause this in the seasons that we don't need them, but you definitely need to have water in you to keep all this alive. And in fact, since I have this water well and that water well, do I need these? I don't know. I'm going to pause these indefinitely, so when this eventually gets down too low, we'll see what ends up happening. So that we're not wasting water. Oh, we can't actually reach these. That's the problem. Bet you can't. Yeah, you can't reach. Bully. Oh well. I don't know why you keep shrinking in distance. It's really weird. You should be able to at least populate some of that. Keep this alive. Yeah, that could be beneficial because then I could build something else here instead. You guys are still working there, and what is your... Actually, your priorities need to be higher. And we'll at least do the bottom ones. There we go. And you will take everything in which we have. Another 9 days. How's my water reserves? Water reserves are fine. I will let this drop, though. Berries are coming up, which is good. Got storage for wood. You guys are working on that. Where am I missing beavers? That's fine. That's paused. That's paused. That's fine. I don't know where the beavers... Yes, I understand that one. Oh, that is the 3. Okay, actually, yeah, that's perfect. So that means we've reached equilibrium, and as we get more beavers, we get more builders. Yeah, more vacancies. Still plenty of room for houses. The question is, where's our next housing district going to occur? That's a very good question. I don't know. But we need to plan that out because eventually we're going to need it. Because right now we can only hold, you know, what is that? 72 or something? 72 beavers? That's not a lot of beavers. We want to hit hundreds of beavers. And to do that, we need more. The tubeways, though, are really nice. Especially to run a mine, you need a heck of a lot more. Oh, you guys are almost there. But we're out of planks? Oh my gosh. That is crazy that we need more planks. But we at least have the metal blocks, right? Yes. And now it's going to be 1-for-1 for the most part. This guy, though, planks we will get eventually. Gears we'll get. Metal blocks will be easy. Once the metal blocks are in there, I feel that it's okay to do other projects with metal blocks. Simply because we will have this secured to be able to build this and get more scrap. But yeah, we seem to be recovering. Oh, we got the power hooked up. We have more expansions, more projects. I really just want more beavers because more beavers means I could do all my projects. They even put all the stuff into that tubeway. I mean, I love you guys, I really do, but did you really need to build that one? Let's see. Are they going to make it? How many planks do we produce? Like an hour. I produce... Oh! Every 0.6 hours I make one. The issue is I need more logs. So we actually produce a lot. Why is productivity... Oh, it's only 59. That's why we need haulers. Haulers help with that. But it seems we're up to 35 beavers once again. We have a lot of beavers being born. These guys are good. They work through the night. We almost have a few more coming online. We will go ahead and do this one while we're at it as well. Just because we have the water and we have an increase in berries. So I'm happy about that. That only requires 10 logs, and then it's already built. Would you look at that? So they should bring... Well, it's an unconnected building, isn't it? Yeah, because I built myself into a corner. We're going to destroy you. Prioritize that pickup. Just go into the tubeway. That's fine. When we build our second housing district, which actually could be over here, I don't know where I want it. This is kind of a nice area just because it's connected to other things as well. I kind of wish though I still had the wonder that was the fountain that the folktales have. You guys are coming up over here though. Why are my gears going down? Where did you guys put my gears? Did you put it into here? No. Put it into here? No, you would have built these first, most likely. Maybe. That's a low priority. Not there, not there. That's fine as well. You guys are still pumping. We got another 5 days. This happened. But let's see what ends up happening if that goes down. So these get a little dry. But you guys are kind of populated by... Alright, I don't know why you are dry and you're not dry. It's weird. We can keep some of the canola up. Some of the soybeans are still up because this reservoir is holding. And then this is keeping the majority of our berries happy so that we can keep those alive. These guys die out in 15 days, which is not the end of the world because we only have 4 days left. Okay, so that is, I think, a better solution, or is an okay solution. We can survive that. So like these will die in 10 days, 12 days, not a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to delete these. I know, madness. We'll do that. I also need to delete this little road here. And that lends me to actually go ahead and make something new to go into here. And I don't know what I want to do there yet. But that will be cause for a different day. They have finally almost possibly reached this guy. We just need a few more planks. and metal blocks, and then we will finally have this mega tubeway hooked up, which is absolute insanity to me. We will continue to expand our tubeway all over this entire map, most likely, just so they can get more things. More geothermal power would be nice. We're having a separate station over there, or even just tunneling through here and connecting this up to that to just make more water. And the non-bad tide season could be useful. I don't know. We'd have to see. But yeah, I think that will do it for today. So, like I said, next time this mine should come online, or rather, not the mine, but other goodies. And we should be able to get more beavers popping up since we've solved our berry problem initially. The other thing I want to do is I just want to get this online as well, so we start getting those eggplants and other items. And so we should also try to invest next time as well with having that. More canola oil we'll need. Coffee beans, not so much as of right now, but a food factory, which would be lovely to go ahead and produce even more food. We could stick that in there, and then we could possibly put one other little thing in there to max out this little area over here for production. But yeah, like I said, that'll do it for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I think we've steeled ourselves for future droughts and bad tides, at least for the interim. Long term, I don't know what will happen. But for now, I think we're safe. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, but I will catch you at the next one. Dr. Munchkin, signing out.